A Florida police sergeant is under investigation after body cam footage showed him grabbing a female colleague by the throat. It happened in Sunrise, Florida back in November. The unnamed woman was trying to pull Sergeant Christopher Pullease away from a handcuffed suspect. Quentin Giles is our political commentator here, and he's a familiar face to us all, and he's here to talk about it. This video is disturbing to see an officer grab another officer by her throat simply for trying to de-escalate a confrontation. What was your initial thought when you saw the footage?
Yeah, I was shocked. I was really shocked in two phases, right? When she intervened to try to help the officer de-escalate and pull him off of the suspect they already had in handcuffs. And to see him turn around and choke her, I was completely flabbergasted, right? Because what we've been asking for is for police to police themselves. And now we have this real live account of seeing an officer, and it's important to note that she's only been on the force for 2 years. I think he has a 30-plus year career actually do that to help assist in making sure that the person that they're arresting is safe. And to see him act in such a way was completely beyond me. But I think it's also eye-opening to show us the type of culture that is in policing. That's crazy right there that we're looking at. So I was completely flabbergasted.
Yeah, I want our directors to keep it showing while we're talking about it, because you have to see it more than once to see exactly what is happening. There's the woman to the left-hand side of your screen. But it really does point out that thin blue line that we talk about. And oftentimes
Yeah.
good cops try to do the right thing, and they
hmm
themselves wind up being under attack. This piece of video seems to show up more than any that I've seen in recent memory.
hmm yeah, and to your point, that thin blue line. Look at crazy, absolutely crazy. That is a culture there, right? He almost turned on her. It's almost like he took his aggression out on her that he was going to do to the black handcuffed suspect in the back seat, right? And so. I think this video needs to continue to be shown because the female officer who is still unnamed that pulled him off is the model that we need. He was going, according to the reports, he was going way too far. He was threatening the suspect, had his pepper spray in the suspect's face while they already had him cuffed. And so we need more of this. We need more cops intervening when bad cops behave this way. But that female officer absolutely did not deserve this. And kudos to her for being so young on the force and still intervening when she saw something was not right.
And you can see the black man in the back seat there literally trying to get away from the officer. He is already being held. He is already cuffed. His hands are behind his back. He is in the cruiser. So unlike the George Floyd argument, they were afraid that he was going to attack them or anything. It doesn't hold up here. He's already subdued. He's already under arrest. By the way, a public defender sending a letter to the Sunrise police chief asking why Sergeant Pullease is on desk duty and has not
Right.
been arrested for his actions. And I ask you the same question. When you look at this, you have to ask yourself, if this was anybody else, they would be under arrest for grabbing a woman, period, and threatening to
Correct.
choke her. Why would we give a mulligan to a police officer?
It's that protection and that thin blue line. Once again, we don't even have clarity of whether this officer has been on desk duty since this incident or since this incident became public, right? So that's it right there. They won't tell us which one is it because that'll also show us that specific station, their culture, and how they actually saw this. But that's why it's insane that this officer has not been arrested, charged with it. That is assault. That is clearly assault right there, and to an officer. So I divert back to this is a culture. It is on full display, and I think that we should all continue to watch this video, continue to talk about it, continue to show it, so that when we have those arguments of defending the police in relation to policing black bodies, we can show instances like this. This is what we're talking about. That woman got treated like a black person today or that day. That's what happened.
I want to point out what else this public defender that asked why this particular sergeant is on desk duty and not under arrest. He says, quote, 410 individuals have pending cases in his office for battery on law enforcement officers, and all were arrested on the site. Why don't officers, he wrote, who engage in wrongdoing receive the same treatment? Your thoughts?
Uh, My thoughts is because they're an officer, because we have this societal idea or this default to qualified immunity, because we have propped officers, police officers, up in such a position of power, a pedestal, if you will, that it almost seems as though we can't touch them when they break the law. And we fail to forget that these people are people. They are people that are sworn to protect and serve. And if they are going to be the one to ensure that the laws are being kept on the streets, they also must be held accountable when they break them. And so it is a societal and cultural norm that we continue to shield police, and I honestly hope and pray that we stop doing that. And when they do things like this, when they commit any crime, they are held just as liable as an everyday citizen who can't walk around with a shield and a gun.
Quentin Giles, our political commentator. Quentin, as always, thank you. As we wrap this segment up, though, I'll ask the director to show it one more time because before you go to the break, think about what you're not seeing in this particular piece of video. You see the officer, you see the man cowering in the back seat of the car, but also watch the other officers. As Quentin was talking, keep in mind this is one of their fellow cops, a woman who is being attacked by an officer, and watch what they don't do. You don't see them coming to her aid either, and you have to ask yourself, if you're not going to come to the aid of one of your fellow officers, how do you think black and brown Americans feel when you see them pull up and ask us to give us their driver's license and registration?